The Genius Club with Prairie Pine. Chapter 69. Trust. Currently, although there is no clear evidence that the Genius Club is definitely the murderer who killed Big Face, Kat's dad and Ethan Hughes, based on the known information, it is the most suspicious and most likely behind-the-scenes culprit. After all, the Genius Club is a known organization spanning 600 years. If it has adhered to its original intention for 600 years and used the same method to cause the deaths of Big Face, Kat's dad, and Ethan, it is logically reasonable. So Alex decided to play it safe. First assume that the Genius Club is the mastermind behind all this, and conduct reasoning and investigations based on this premise. If the Genius Club is indeed wronged and innocent, contradictions will surely be found during the investigation, and it will be cleared of suspicion naturally. In fact, a temporary misunderstanding is okay. After all, someone murdered Ethan Hughes and Big Face Kat's dad is a fact. The murderer must exist. It's just a matter of what their name is. Then, on this basis, the invitation to the Genius Club in the drawer of Emma's office is the only clue to continue the investigation and the only breakthrough point. No matter whether Emma has joined the Genius Club or participated in the murder of Ethan, as long as he can see the content on that invitation, he may be able to follow the clues to find all the answers. This is the only way. Alex put the wax block back into the drawer and hid it carefully. He began to plan. How could he secretly see the content of the invitation without exposing his purpose or being noticed by Emma? His own safety and concealment must be the top priority. Since the Genius Club may be the murderer who killed Ethan, if his purpose is exposed, and Emma notices that he is going to investigate the Genius Club, I'm afraid it will be fatal. If Emma has not joined the Genius Club, then it's okay. But if she has already joined and become an official member, once his actions are exposed, it will be no different throwing himself into the lion's den. So, we must investigate all this carefully, without leaving any traces. Alex stood up, took a large baking pan from the kitchen, then crumpled up the paper with the reasoning results he had just written, put it in, and lit it with a lighter. The flames danced, reflecting Alex's shadow flickering eerily on the wall. That's not all. Alex opened the drawer and put all the previous reasoning content, plans, and everything related to the dream and the Genius Club into the baking pan to burn. He watched them turn into black ashes, then poured them into the toilet and flushed them away. Extreme caution is a must. For now, his situation should be safe. Ethan had always thought that this manuscript was of unknown origin, and even a bit dangerous, so he protected Alex well for fear of getting him into trouble. Alex's name was not left on any research materials, and the original manuscript was also destroyed. He also didn't tell anyone about the manuscript, let alone mention his relationship with Alex. Alex didn't know if Ethan did this intentionally or unintentionally, but he was indeed thoughtful and really protected him in this matter. The only two private contacts between the two were when Alex went to the laboratory to deliver the manuscript to Ethan. If he had been exposed at that time, he would probably have died on the street like Ethan. I must be careful in the future. If I wasn't exposed this time, it was just luck. To get Emma to tell me the password, I'm afraid I need her to trust me enough. Alex laughed at himself. What did he do to make Emma trust him enough to tell him the password? At the very least, they must have a very close relationship, right? Courting his female boss is an unrealistic idea, not to mention someone like Emma who is a workaholic with only her career in mind. Compared with that, it is easier to take the route of gaining her trust. Take it slow. Alex packed up his things and prepared to go to bed. Lying on the bed, he picked up his phone and browsed the latest news about Ethan. The East Sea City municipal government announced that a memorial service for him will be held at the East Sea Funeral Home tomorrow morning. The Aerospace Research Institute expressed deep sorrow for Ethan, and in accordance with Ethan's last wish, all materials on the new hafnium alloy will be made public. EC University is receiving and sorting out Ethan's research materials and unfinished papers, which will be published publicly to the world in accordance with Ethan's last wish. Fortunately, although Ethan was dead, his research results have been preserved. According to his idea, the first-generation hibernation cabin will be launched in about 2 or 3 years. At that time, Gloria Hughes will be able to live in the hibernation cabin as she wishes and be sent to the future for treatment. It's also a good news among many bad news. Alex turned off his phone and looked at the ceiling. He originally thought that if the Genius Club really killed Ethan, they would definitely make a move on Ethan's unpublished papers. Since they are afraid of the success of hibernation technology, why not stop the publication of the papers? For example, burn Ethan's laboratory? Steal his computer? But, on second thought, Alex felt that the true purpose of the Genius Club was not so easy to guess. Not only Ethan. In fact, although he didn't know if academician Goldman and Dr. Michelson were murdered, their research results were also successfully published without any obstacles. Everything went smoothly. This means that the murderers, assuming it's the Genius Club, will only disguise the murder of scientists as accidental deaths, but will not touch their research results. This is quite surprising. Alex closed his eyes and thought, if he put himself in the Genius Club's shoes, the purpose of only killing people, but not destroying the research results, seems to be only one: concealment. Alex opened his eyes. If it was really as he thought, then the Genius Club's purpose was indeed achieved. Imagine if someone burned Ethan's laboratory, or tried to stop the publication of the papers at this time. Then everyone would be able to see that this is a conspiracy, a premeditated murder. The actions and purposes are too obvious to guess. Even after such things happen several times, the Genius Club's existence will be impossible to hide, and everyone will notice them. But now it's different. Ethan was dead, but his research results will be published as scheduled. Not many people will think in the direction of conspiracy theory, and the Genius Club can thus continue to hide in the fog of history. In the current era, apart from himself, no one may notice their existence. Nope. Alex sighed. I hope the police can catch the criminals soon. Maybe they can find out something from them. He got into bed and continued to sleep. The next morning at work, Alex was called to Emma's office, where the head of finance was also present. Alex, this is the bill for your authorization fee and the first batch of product sales sharing. Please confirm it. Emma pushed 2 forms across the desk. Alex picked them up to check. One was a one-time authorization fee of $26 million. The other was a sales share of $15 million. Alex looked at the zeros behind and was a little surprised. The authorization fee was the price offered by MX Company to Ethan before, which Alex knew. But the sales share actually exceeded $10 million. How good was the sales volume of that moisturizer pre-sale live broadcast a few days ago? Actually, you won't get that much in your hand. The head of finance pointed to the $15 million figure and explained, These incomes are subject to tax. We will withhold and remit the personal income tax for this sales share and then transfer it to your bank card. But this $26 million authorization fee will be directly transferred to your card, and you need to declare it yourself on the personal income tax app in March this year. The sales share is indeed a lot, mainly because the number of pre-sale orders at our press conference was terrifying. It may take 2 or 3 months to digest them all. After the market stabilizes, it may not be so much, but it's a steady stream. Alex, you are already financially free. After explaining, the head of finance looked at Alex with a smile. If various peripheral toys and authorized products of Ryan Cat are launched, your income will be immeasurable, and you can retire directly. Retire? When Alex heard this word, he quickly waved his hand. It's still too early to retire. I still want to make progress. Wanting to make progress was a lie. Wanting to see that invitation was the truth. He couldn't say that. If Emma really stopped assigning him work, how would he get close to her, gain her trust, and find a way to get the office password in the future? Alex, go back and pack up. Emma stood up and waved for the two to leave. We will all go to Professor Hughes's memorial service this morning. You come with us. Go back and change your clothes. Wait for my notice. Whoosh, whoosh. Just as Emma picked up her coat and turned around, the sleeve of the coat swept over the pile of documents on the desk, and various documents scattered all over the floor with a clatter. It was a familiar scene. The three of them bent down, picked up the documents one by one, and placed them neatly on the desk. Alex took a few extra glances, but unfortunately, there were no treasures exposed this time. Director Emma, are you still not going to hire a secretary? The head of finance smiled and said, hire a secretary who can help you sort out documents and clean the office every day. You don't have to do everything yourself, which can save you a lot of time. If you really don't trust people hired from outside, you can promote one from our company's old employees. You've worked together for so long, there must be reliable one. After hearing this, Emma smiled lightly. Forget it. If there's nothing else, let's disperse. I'll go change clothes. Bang! The heavy password door closed. Alex and the head of finance took the elevator down. Indeed, Alex thought that if he could become Emma's secretary, it would definitely be the safest and most convenient way to see that invitation to the Genius Club and investigate the Genius Club. Although Alex didn't want to be a secretary, but it was undeniable that a secretary often entered and exited her office and would definitely be told the password of the password door. Moreover, although a secretary couldn't monitor Emma 24 hours a day, she would definitely know all her schedules, movements, and calls. She couldn't be said to know everything, but at least she could figure out the rules and find some unusual details. And these unusual behaviors and details may be related to the Genius Club. In short, to continue to investigate the Genius Club in depth and follow the clues. The closer to Emma, the better. The better. Sister, I'm very curious. I want to ask. Alex lowered his head and looked at the head of finance in the elevator. I came to the company late, and I really don't know what you were talking about just now. What exactly happened to Director Emma before? Why is she so resistant to hiring a secretary?